Hi there, I'm Paul Elger from the UK Fashion and Textile Association, and today I am with Simon Cotton, Alan Scott and Greg Rorison of Johnstons of Elgin, the UK's and Scotland's largest textile and knitwear producing company of the sector. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. This is one of our interviews as part of UKFT's British Textile Week, which we're organising in September 2020 in collaboration with the Clothworkers Company and Campaign for Wool. Can I ask you first, gentlemen, to introduce yourselves to us?
So I'm Simon Cotton, I'm the Chief Executive.
Alan, over to you.
Hi, I'm Alan Scott, I'm the Creative Director.
I'm Greg Rorison, I'm the Sales Director looking after France and China.
And you're in France at the moment, Greg?
I am, yeah, I'm in Paris, yeah.
Excellent, staying safe, I hope. Can you tell us then, please, Simon, a little bit about the history of Johnstons of Elgin?
So Johnstons of Elgin was started back in 1797. We were started on this site where I am today in the north of Scotland in a place called Elgin. And we have remained on that site ever since. Apart from the weaving mill that's here, we also have a knitwear mill down in Hoyt, which celebrates 40 years this year. We are best known for manufacturing fine fibres, of which the most dominant is cashmere, which we started work on back in 1851 when we brought the first bale of cashmere into the UK for weaving. So that was really the turning point for Scotland for Johnstons when it became an innovator and really a luxury player. Before then, we'd been very much a woolen mill, and we continue to go from strength to strength from there.
And you're unusual in that you are both a textile company and a knitwear company. So you have a business to consumer and a business to business part of your business.
Yeah, we have the woven and knitting facilities, and that's great because it does allow us to offer different fabrics, different capabilities to the same customer. It allows our own brand to be really expressive, but still maintain everything as made by us. And it means that for the type of customers that Greg looks after, we can be relevant no matter where their design goes.
That's great, thank you. Greg, what makes Scottish cashmere so special? We talk about this a lot, but for those that are not familiar with this, why is it important to support Scottish cashmere?
Well, I guess originally you'll hear a lot that it's special or it found itself in Scotland thanks to the soft Scottish water, the same water that we use it in whisky, of course. Today, I think it's really thanks to the skills and the craftsmanship that we have in Scotland. There's incredible textile machinery out there, whether it be in knitting or weaving, but the machines are only good if you have the people and the skills to work them. And we're very lucky, certainly at Johnstons, that we have an incredible workforce, many members of the same family, generations of the same family, and I think that's really key, certainly in getting the quality of product that we want. And ultimately, why Scottish cashmere great? I think it's the quality, it's made to last.
That's great, thank you. Alan, then you're known as a brand, certainly from my point of view, for your colour palette and your approach to design. Why is design important in what is effectively a heritage-inspired collection? We talk about the heritage a lot. And how does the consumer look to you for fresh ideas and innovation?
Yeah, the design at Johnstons, I think, has a really rich history, and so the design has always been at the front end of the company, and it's really part of the DNA. Looking back at the history and all of the innovation and investment that we now put in place, we can connect the heritage and really bring back to life a lot of that fantastic archive that we have here. But also from a customer point of view, it keeps the customer absolutely connected with the authenticity of the brand and its history and where it comes from. And then there's that absolute buy-in and real believability in what we're doing and all of our ethics and our ethos around the brand. And it just keeps us relevant, and blending that kind of history with the cutting edge technology is really something that's very unique, especially for a UK business.
That's great. Looking at the international, the business, I suppose one of the reasons I asked that is looking towards the business. Then you are probably, you're very well known within the UK, but you are probably better known in certain key export markets. So which are the company's key export markets, and why do you think that is?
In terms of your export markets, the main one would probably be France. And I guess being in the commercial team is quite exciting at Johnstons, in that we have our own collection, so we can sell that through retail, but we do also obviously manufacture for other brands. And perhaps the reason why France is one of the main markets is simply because it is a hotbed of some of the top luxury brands in the world. So we're lucky enough to work with many of those. They look to us for innovation, to experiment. Obviously, quality is extremely important. Flexibility, more than anything. Brands, certainly in France, and as you know, working with fashion weeks, they're working closer and closer to deadlines. So we have to be flexible, whether it's on sampling or production. So that tends to be where we are on the private label side. Looking at the brand in terms of export, Japan is a very good market for us, has been for many years. They love the Scottish aesthetic, particularly on accessories. And also we're breaking into China now as well for a few years. We've really started to treat China with more time and effort. We've got a China team dedicated to that, and we really see that as a growth market going forward.
Gentlemen, I suppose you can't have an interview like this at a time like this without talking a little bit about COVID. I don't want to talk about it too much because I think most of us would probably rather forget it. But are you seeing both through the design and also the sales and marketing different trends coming through, different behaviour from consumers and buyers? And if so, how are you reacting to that to carry you forward?
I think certainly the seasonality of how we approach design is certainly a really hot topic in the sense that we're looking at the different types of products we have. And because we are primarily cashmere, but we are also looking into developing into different fibers and lighter weights and things that are more trans-seasonal, I would say. So it has more of a wider appeal. I think also the styling and the design side of things, of course we can concentrate on beautiful statement pieces, but there's a lot of timeless, effortless classics that really need to be shown and can be very comfortable at home for homeware and home dressing. And we connect that also with our home collection in cloth and other products. So it really feels that through this experience, it has highlighted areas that I think are very connected to us, and it becomes an emotional connection to the product, which I think brings that kind of personal touch to this and brings an empathy to the situation.
Would you be seeing that through social media as well, presumably? Because again, I know you do a lot of social media as a company. Is that something you're picking up, that people are looking for, to use the term we often use, buy less but buy better, for example?
Sure. And I think it's about that product value and the investment over time, and something that you really want to live with because you've really chosen it very carefully for many different reasons. It could be a sustainability reason, it could be a beautiful design reason, it could just be a personal connection to a product. So it's a real kind of 360 engagement with the brand.
And then on your wholesale accounts, I suppose this is perhaps more relevant perhaps to the knitwear, but also for the textiles. Are you seeing that the buyers are working differently? Are they asking you for different things? Are they being more difficult in certain areas, more demanding?
I think at the moment, in general, what we're seeing is obviously buyers, their money is at a premium. So they're wanting products that they can sell well at full price. They're wanting those bankers, those really classic products which they know Customers going to buy in, day out. They're not going to have to put on discount. And we're quite fortunate. You know, we've got a lot of great products that are that sort of timeless classic, which is, you know, is a good return for buyers at the moment.
That's great. Thank you. And the last question from me, you'll be relieved to hear is, and it's always a big one, it says here what makes British Textiles special, but because you're in Scotland, I'm going to ask you to try and, in a nutshell, tell me what makes British and Scottish textiles special.
Yeah, well, typically being Scots, we choose whether to be British or Scottish according to when it suits us. So, you know, British textiles around the world have an amazing reputation for quality, for design, but particularly for quality. And it's a byword for the best made fabrics, the best quality of products. But when it comes to cashmere, there is something very special about Scotland. And there is that age-old association with Scotland with the very finest cashmere. It's a long, long history in knitwear and in woven products. And Scottish cashmere does mean something all around the world.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much.